3D movies. Are they always cool? Clash of the Titans. Okay, so in a world where 50% of the movies that come out are remakes anyway, I've been waiting for a remake of Clash of the Titans. I just thought it'd be cool, you know, to see the Greek mythology all hardcore and awesome thrown on the screen and still not be as cool as God of War. Just saying. Honestly, man, this movie... Oh my god. I mean, let's start with the characters. Sam Worthington was hollow as hell. Anyone could have played him. And all he had to do was just stand there all stoic and depressed like Kratos' wimpy half-brother, second generation, twice removed. And that's not only what he did most, it's what he did well. Perseus then embarks on a boring quest to find a way to kill the great Kraken. Why does every movie involving a Kraken suck? Perseus is accompanied on his quest by a group of really cliched warriors. I mean, you have the guy that hates his guts, but you just know he's gonna respect him by the end. You have the hot chick. Props for the hot chick. You have Jar Jar and Binks from Transformers 2 in human form, who exists specifically for that really forced and cliched dialogue, and then halfway through the quest they just go, yeah, you know what, fuck this is too tough, we're out. And they just leave! What was the point of those guys? Honestly, by the end of this movie, you remember like one guy from his team, maybe two. That shit's just unconscionable. The action sequences were okay, all three of them. The scorpions were lame ass, or maybe I'm just bitter because they just dominated the trailer. The Medusa scene was the coolest scene in the movie, I'll say that. That scene was really cool. It's not worth the wait or price of admission, but it's really cool. And the Kraken scene was a lot better than I thought it would be, but it still makes for a really anticlimactic climax of a movie. As for the gods, I liked seeing them when they actually showed them. Them being Hades and Zeus, the two that it actually ever really shows. The rest of the gods are just kind of extras who were just painted up, standing in the background in Olympus. It was kind of a bait and switch. I mean, what's the catchphrase for this movie? Damn the gods. We were promised man versus gods, and what we got were the stunt doubles from Lord of the Rings going on their own little quest that wasn't half as entertaining or 1/10 as important. Now, one thing I'm just gonna straight up bitch about is the 3D. It is every bit as bad as you've heard it is. And maybe I am some resolution snob. Maybe I'm one of those guys who's just like, oh, this game is 1080i, not 1080p. It's not worth it if it's not 1080p. I mean, 1080i, I can totally tell if it's 1080i. Progressive is the only way to play it, not interlace. I mean, you need to play it in progressive. It's just not worth it if it's not 1080p. It's just no. It's not high def if it's not 1080p. Or, and that's my way of saying this is actually the case, Warner Brothers didn't actually intend to release this movie in 3D, and then 3D became so huge because of Avatar, and then they rushed the production of the 3D in this movie so they can cash out in the latest 3D craze. And as a result, the 3D looks like dog shit. Like there's this coffin that just looks like flat and cardboard-like when it's supposed to be round like a coffin. And imagine 3D where something's supposed to be in the foreground, but it's in the background. It's really weird. It looks horrible, and they did it to get $5 more out of each of you per ticket. I mean, a lot of stuff's been coming out in 3D lately, and I've been really lenient on it because I really like 3D. I think it's a really genuinely cool step of immersion for entertainment for people. But this is just some cash-out bullshit. So if you insist on watching this movie and being disappointed, at least watch it in 2D. If for nothing else, you'll save a few bucks. So forgettable characters, boring plot, shit dialogue, and really cheesy, cheap, boring, and corny-ass ending just drive me to tell you to skip this shit. But for some free entertainment, click on my link in the sidebar to see more. Yeah, there's no Medusa, but there's also not 15 irrelevant characters and shitty 3D. Peace.